Okay, so it's recording now?
Yep, you watch.
Oh, okay. Do I have to go backwards? Animate. Okay, I
If
did.
you if you hit rewind, then yes.
Animate.
It's
Okay.
not animate, it's median.
Oh, we use so idioms. Is there a thing called idioms?
No, I was
Yes.
saying animate backwards for you.
Oh, but we were doing with the Wikwemkong language, whatever, with Jacob Williams. He was doing English idioms, but then translate them into Anishinaabe. That's what he was doing. All those little sayings, like in English, he would say, "For good luck," he would say, "Break a leg." You don't say that in Anishinaabe. You don't say, "Minowazin buchagadeshnan." It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Minowazin buchagadeshnan. You can't say that. What you're doing is you're cursing someone. You're putting a curse on that person. You're being voodoo. Voodoo.
Skode mashkike.
Yeah.
I mean, not skode. Makadewa mashkike.
That's what you have?
Ka. Ka.
Ka. I got no medicine either. I got no mishkike.
Turn the page.
I got no mishkike. My mishkike is my language. I feel very good, very healthy when I use it all the time. And I talk to myself in my language all the time around here, down this way, because I have no one to converse to have a conversation. I'm hoping one of you guys will start talking to me. I know. I have a lady called Gladys.
Kate said, this is what Kate said. Neen, Minwa, Wiley, we, Josh, Joshua de Gamgo. I think
Her and Riley are at the arena.
Paja.
They're going to the arena.
Yeah.
Ni paja me. Ni paja me. We are going to. Ni paja is singular. Ni paja me is plural. That MI always indicates it's you and someone else, or you and a group of people. Me. Ni wisne me, we're going to eat.
That was really good.
Ni bamse me, we're going to walk. Ni watche me, we're going to visit. Okay, remember what I said about Garwin and Hawin. To me, maybe to me anyways, Garwin means not him or her. Not him or her. Kawin to me means not me. Kawin. Because that word ka is in the front of here. And ween, Kawin is like me. Go Kawin, not her. Ween, Kawin, Kanin. You can say Kanin, but I say Kawin, not me. That I always say ka. No.
Ich bin Gwetchman na male. Ich bin Gwetchman na Aambe Anishinaabemowin. Gawin gada kit Gwetchman na.
No, Aambe Anishinaabemowin nanda ket ka. Guy ni na snakesy. Guy is another word for not me. The other word
Anish P gonna cousin where not me.
Guy na.
Gawin kidding. Gawin kidding.
Gawin na.
Gawin kidding. Yeah.
Randy, Gawin gi wap masin wo washkish. Randy, Gawin gi wap masin wo washkish. Randy, he did not see the deer. He did not. Gawin, not him.
That's not a true story though.
I know. You said Gishpin. If I said, okay, I'll say this Gishpin Lee then.
Gishpin Lee, okay.
Gishpin Lee. Another word. Gishpin Lee. Gishpinli. So you would say, Kathy Jameson, Gaiwin, Jubigesi. Kathy Jameson, Gaiwin, Jubigesi. Kathy Jameson, Gawin, Jubigesi.
Kathy wasn't writing.
Gawi Jibigesi. Kathy.
No, not her. No, not Kathy. Something. Wasn't
She's
writing.
not writing. She's not writing. Anish and Jikidin when Niking we.
Me not gonna use your kid about. One of the shit use your kid in but.
Oh, guy go na gani dan jikit man da na Anish ke eshikit jagnasha non dao devil's advocate dao mirish and jikidiyam man da guy sam gandak gwedesio garden ge gwedemba kuyugana ge gwedepa nash gani dinendam na nun do na man da ekdin ka guy we kangi kitsi me guy win geni ne guy we kangi kitsi me we kangi kid me mage kaksha mage kagnagna ma kagnagna ye guy we kangi kitsi me Minash what ekdin not him I mean not her na geningi kid me guy oh
Yeah. See, that's the difference in the Ojibwe, Odawa, and the Potawatomi. They're all those things that you're saying. Misatana, we understand all of them because we're fluent speakers. Zam kino na kidot doganingwe. Zam na kidot na wabutum na shenge. Minoa but panang. Minoa kanda kidok na sigamok. Kanda kidok tikamishing. Kinish go and look at Anishinaabem, Dick Wayne, and it's at the mot Anishinaabemowin. Gikendana at the bat chikalik.
Anishishmanda SB man unesh enagdoinje. Ningana gugajun.
Jagnash is no dungego.
Okay, nah. Nahangabekaya.
Here, Randy said he's Jim Nedo, the Nucky Twa. Nucky Twat. The Nucky Twa. The Nucky Twa. I'm the devil's advocate. The Nucky Twa. Jim Nedo. The Nucky Twa. Evil spirit. I'm working for. We don't have a word for devil. Evil spirit. I'm working for. Jim and the Nucky.
One with the horns or the one with the hooves or something.
Gada na go wejik kidung male.
Oh yeah.
Panesh kigana mago me we boy kidding ich bin kidding sing gugish gukka mi go basagi etwa.
Three things.
One with
the horns, and he's got the tail with the trident with the three things. Is the port or can't speak. Pitchfork. Is that what you said?
No.
You've been reading too many comics.
Yes, I have been.
Watching
a lot of Marvel movies.
They're all in a comic book.
My father, my grandfather, and my mother and my grandmother said that we have a word for like the devil, the bad, evil, dark spirit guy. We have a word for him, but we're forbidden to call his name because if we talk about him in a sentence or even a paragraph or a story, and if we mention his name 3 times within that day, he will make himself known in your presence, and it's not good. So we are told not to talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
Not to call him by his name, I mean.
Yeah.
Anishinaabemowin.
Ich bin Kiriami Goding Awon.
Ah, how's it going?
Mish Gigi Jikidi, Mish Knogi, Evina Jikidat, Mr. Goshmed sing Janon Dung Wine Wine.
Okay, we can't say it. I can't write it because I know what the word. I know what the word is. I just can't off the top of my. On the top of my dip. This is my dip. My head. My dip. These
I
beautiful.
thought it was your dibage.
That's my.
Oh, sorry.
Beautiful things are my togenan, my ears. The white man says we came from animals that look like this. I don't believe it. Good thought we should get into this.
Mala did.
Wow.
The rest of us didn't.
Now, I
Now,
can't say it. I'll remember the word. I know what it is. It's a, yeah. I could just get. It's rolling in my dip right now. It's rolling in my head right now. It'll come.
Now.
It'll come to me.
Beshe Gishtain. Because I got jumpy, ich bin Jimen, man. Ow.
We didn't have any people with horns. Yeah. We had Shabbos. That's the only person that would have horns. Shabbos or moose. Wawashkesh.
What about like, no,
No,
the
we
cannibal?
We had nothing like that.
We didn't have a cannibal spirit.
Nope. When you talk about Wendigo, that's to us. Those were flesh-eating people, and they were Eskimos. We were so afraid. We were so afraid of Eskimos. I can't say it because that's not in my lingo.
Inuit.
In your what?
No, the proper name is Inuit.
I have a friend who's Inuit.
There you go. That's the politically correct term that you use.
If you're Jaganash.
Ka.
They weren't called. We never called them Inuit. We called them Wendigos. They'll eat you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't think they,
afraid of them.
did you know that
from
Nodway did that?
Pardon?
The Nodway Mohawks did. They ate people.
Not Nodway. Nodway eat anything. They'll eat carp. That's how bad they are.
So we went spearing the other night, and there was two like the sucker fish.
Nebenet. Those are medicine. We used to eat sucker fish head soup all the time when we were kids. We ate that soup or whitefish head soup. Yeah, we would eat that. My mom would cook it, and our grandparents would cook it. Everybody would cook it, and that's medicinal. You say today, but back then it was good stuff, man. Back in the day, it was medicine. We didn't get sick in winter time.
Yeah. Is it just from that, or was it from like that and like medicines and stuff too?
It has medicine. It has medicine. I don't know what it has, but it. Mother, you would say, drink this. My mom would say, you'll start to feel good. So she made that and we drank it. Yeah. And also Zhaabwiitoo'daa is medicine too.
Yeah.
Zhaabwiitoo'daa is medicine too. Just don't rub it on yourself, eh? You're supposed to eat it.
What?
You're supposed to eat it. Zhaabwiitoo'daa. Not the skunk. What's inside the Zhaabwiitoo'daa, that's what you eat.
The spray or the
coconuts in their little bottles.
You ate that?
You eat that, yeah.
I wonder what it tastes like.
Tastes like
yeah, they're called glands.
I don't know what they're called. I just
Juggernaut call them glands.
Yeah, glands.
And it was the same thing with the beaver too, isn't it?
I almost stepped out of line here.
You almost did.
I don't want to talk about the Mick here.
Eh?
Mick, Randy can tell you about the Mick. He always traps a Mick.
Where'd he go?
He made some medicine pouches out of the beaver's tail. They really look nice. He made some pouches.
Can't you eat that too? Wasn't it like a delicacy?
Ask Randy. He'll eat anything.
I don't even know where he is. Randy.
I don't know where he went to. He fell off.
Wait, I wrote something. Actually, I got James to translate it, and then yeah, I messaged James to translate it like late at night.
You wanna tell my story? Oh my
No,
bonus.
I'm not even touching that. But I did get James to translate it because we went skiing the other night. We went up to Hamilton, like Burlington area. But I think I got this right. Nigo sug egu sead minwa gigo kiad. What did I say?
The last one is Gigo Kayat, the ones that go fishing.
Nigo sug was the first part.
Nigos.
Oh, Nigo sug. Oh, okay. All right. I was saying knee.
Nigos, my ants. Ants that go fishing.
Eh.
The ants that go hunting. Agusayat.
And then gi bedakjia niche chi nemeg sug.
I speared 2 big trout.
Eh.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Who taught you that? Just kidding.
No, I don't know. Some guy,
Yeah.
was like, hey, how do you say this?
Oh, anyways, that young lady who's taking her practicum at Lord S. King under me is a pretty good. She's my daughter, Nikki. She's going to become a teacher of native language, and she's getting pretty good, man. I was watching her style today. Awesome. She got the kids to participate, and she explained everything perfectly in English, going to Anishinaabemowin, which is awesome. I was happy. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to explain. And Randy, I don't know where you went to. Okay, Elizabeth Namegetake. Elizabeth Namegetake. You have your hand up. Okay, now you took it off.
Sorry, I was trying to react to Nikki's teaching. I was trying to clap.
Oh, clap.
Yeah.
Time?
Yeah, there's supposed to be reactions where they clap. But it looks like I'm raising my hand. Sorry.
The hand's not moving. Oh, that's a there. All right, I love that. I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Randy? I need a story. I need a Zhaabwiitoo'daa. I don't know where he went to.
I just sent him a message like, where'd you go? Abish. What did you say to me before I logged on? Abish.
Iyain. Abish Iyain. Where are you? Abish Iyain. Abish Iyain.
Send him another message.
Where are you? Oh yeah. Maba. Oh, inanimate state. I'm inanimate. I'm going to do this. Inanimate statement would be manda. So I would say manda pabuin, which is this chair. Manda wigwam. This house. Ooh, this house. Randy, here he is. Abish Gishain. Mandaji man. Randy, Abish Gishain. Oh, I don't know what happened. This boat Anything that's not alive. This boat. Now I want to say Ninda Pabuinan. Ninda Pabuinan.
Hey, Male,
Wow.
I'm back.
Abishkishain.
Gindan me go, wheat qued ma biapkons.
Oh, Piapkons.
Schnaden mok, bemad zijik, gigoch me go dish go, weep dish up de git quet dan. Git quet ma mish yap gips kabia.
Oh, Nishin.
Naha, abjtad.
Nishin.
Oh yeah,
Ganjida.
Mama.
Wow.
What? Wigginish.
Finish. Wow.
No, you're gonna like you probably get people who try and log in. Just remember to admit them because like you're the host now, and I can't.
I
Take
see
it
them pop up here. I admit. So I've been admitting whoever's popping in.
Okay.
Okay, it'll come up. You'll come up. You'll see Randy. It says admit. So I press admit. Now he's back.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now.
I'm keeping an eye out for it. I'm just. It's just like at school. I have to admit other kids. Some of them don't sign in right away. So some of them. Okay, Ninda Pabunin. These chairs. Now I want to say Ninda Wigwaman. These houses. So for plural, you use the word Ninda. For singular, you use the word Manda. Manda Pabuin, Ninda Pabunin. Manda Wigwam, Ninda Wigwaman. You would say Manda Gdabiskawagan. Here is your coat. Manda Gdabiskawagan. Manda Gda Moccasin. Here is your shoe. Manda Kwan. Here's the spoon. Manda Padakichigan. Ninda Kwanan. Here are the spoons. Ninda Padakichiganan. It just like Manda is for one, Ninda is for more than one, and like Maba up here, and Gundak. Maba Gundak. Now, so that's this right here. Manda. Manda. I'm just doing what Nikki taught today. This is what she taught today. I'm just remembering everything that she taught to the older kids. To the younger kids, she might just do a little simple one. Okay. Naha, yaba jananga kay get Randy in bidish kay the money zagya Jermaine. No chugo go kutabata. Gawian jacha si dam tage anji. Me go na sakakalege we anjit man pinikia we kumi. Canada we witness a kidder.
Wow.
Mute Asian kidder. Okay, I'm gonna get Kathy Jameson to tell me how to say this cup. This cup. How would you say this cup?
Wanda. I don't know how to say cup. You say cup.
Noggin?
Minikwanjigan. Manda minikwanjigan.
Yeah, Manda Minakwachigan. Here is the drinking item or the cup. Now I want you to say here these cups. I want you to say these cups now.
Ninda minikwanjigan.
Yes, Minakwachigan. Very good. Nisha. Ninda Minakwachigan. Yeah. So I know you guys when things were cool, but you guys would serve dinner at the community center. You know what I mean? And while you guys are I'd be yapping away Anishinaabe to you guys while you're serving. I'm telling you guys what you're serving, Pinik, Wias, or whatever. And then Ninden, Mkwan, and here are the spoons. Ninda, Mokoman, and here are the spoons. There is a word for plastic. I forgot how to say plastic. Another thing I've used maybe once or twice, but I've forgotten that. I had to translate a story for Mr. Murdoch, and he had the word plastic in there. I go, wow. So I had to research and find out. And then when I did find out how to say it, I had to make sure that it makes sense in the language. It had to make sense in the language. Abedek, you had to understand why it's said and what it explains, me, Abedek. So just like the word, minakwachikan, drinking item, a cup. A cup. Mkwan is also the beginning of that thing you put in the maple tree. Minakwan. I think it's Minakwan. Minakwan, yeah. I think that's how we say that. Minakwan. Minakwan. Bagaman, yeah, it's another word. But what that means is that when you because you're sticking that thing in the tree and it's giving you liquid. Minakwan, something like that. No. Okay, back to where I was. Okay, Nishin Miigwech Kathy. Yeah, Jameson, you did good. Minakwachigan is a cup drinking item.
You get a star. Gold star.
What?
She gets
Okay.
a gold star.
Gold star, Ozawa Biobik Nangos. Ozawa Ka Nangos. Gold, yellow, golden color or yellow colored star. Nangos. Nangos. Okay, Jai.
Eh.
I want you to say this cooking pot. This cooking pot. How would you say that? This cooking pot.
Manda. I know what it is. Don't tell me yet. Don't tell me.
We're not going to tell you.
Manda Jaba. It's either Badakchi gun or Jaba. I know what it is. It's right there. Jiba quick kick. Oh, I was close. I was getting there.
But you said
I know.
Manda Jibakwe kick. To
Yeah.
us, Jibakwe kick is alive. It's alive. It's an animate object. Jibakwe kick. Manda Maba Jiship. Maba Jiship kick. Here is the kettle. Jiship kick, the duck-shaped pot. Because when we first saw those pots, like those kettles, they were the shape of a duck. That's why we call them Jiship kick, duck-shaped pot. Jiship kick, Jibakwe kick, all are alive. Zasgo Kwan, frying pan, is also alive to us. Mava Zasgo Kwan, here's the frying pan. Umnatan Woganun, go and cook the eggs.
Why is it alive? Is it because
It does something.
Oh.
It does something. All these items, they do things. They're alive. They do something. If it just sits there like the chair, you know what I mean? You just put your diash on the chair. That's it. No, I'll tell you a story. It's a very funny story. I have a lot of gas. I'm a very gassy person. So one time I was. This is when we were married. JR had to move my van. He had to move my van. So he goes, I'll move it. And I go, okay, here. Showed him the keys. He gets in my van, comes in, moves it. Then he comes in again and he walks in front of Nikki and Nikki hits him. JR goes, what you hit me for? I said, don't you fart and walk in front of me like that, he says. I didn't do that. That's from your father's seat in the car, he says. Oh, I laugh so hard. I'm never moving your car again. He's sitting there again, he says. because the seats were cloth, not leather.
Yeah.
It stayed in there. Oh my God, that was so funny. That's a funny story.
Nasty. Funny but nasty. Do you actually fart that much?
Yes, my nephews call me Uncle Boogit.
I think
When I would get to their house, they would say, "Oh, Uncle Boogit's here."
that sounds medical.
No, it's natural. You got a boogit. Some families are great farters, and some are not.
Not that much.
Oh, everybody's got a boogit. Ever hear a dog fart?
Yes.
Yeah, good. See, he's not shy. He's not shy. He's a good boogiter.
They're much-
Big Show G farts real good though.
Yeah, a horse. Yeah, Randy would know that. He had horses. Who watched Stanfeld when Kramer was riding Rusty? He was riding Rusty around. It's the horse with the carriage around New York City, and he gave the horse beans. He fed the horse beans, so he had to drive some people around on the horse in the horse and buggy, and the horse had gas, and the people in the buggy, they couldn't stand it. They had to get out. He stinks, the horse. You know how you say? Ever stink? At the chi margot, that's ever stink inanimate. At the chi margot, that means that person really stinks. At the chi margot. Ever stink, ever chi margot. Ever chi margot. So you could put that like chimagane, which means bad breath. Chimagde, stinky bum. Chimagzade, stinky feet. Chimagdebe, he has a stinky head. You could mix all these things in Anishinaabe. Now, I'm gonna park my studying, my writing here for now.
Chimogane.
Aniga.
Chimogane.
Chimagane, yeah, bad breath. Chimagane. Chimagane, bad breath. Yeah, chimagane, yeah. Good. Who did not been look that way? Honey, this Chimogane said he have bad breath. I've been told that. Just kidding. Who did not been look over there? Honey, this you go best. Let's take care. Yeah, don't breathe so close to me. Honey, this Chimogane said your breath stinks. Last time I ate skunk medicine. Just kidding. No, Randy, Zagiachman, get good to button. Mommy Coachman.
Mommy Coachman.
Yeah, Mommy Coachman.
Oh.
Tabatin Gibasha Tamagami.
Tamagi. Gibasha.
We go take a comic and shit to it.
Oh, yeah. لا مم تقول كي تيجي ننجي باشا نا مريجي ما إيش نكاده وميكد ميوده متقول يقوم دشتون ويبا موسكيا ويبا ناتسو ناغنيا ويبا مدموج جيا مناش وينا ناغدين ما بي سكويدين ما ناموده كينوغو انشين جندا نشنابك كاتاينجي كو كنيا تشك كنك دبندانا وين كينس ميرش نا تشكما شغنا شكي كو جمغو جشي جامبو ميشي كوي بيجي بتنغو كيتشنن موك يغوديا ويشي جا mandagana ni gedine au ya minagi selene minagi go kenene au ya mi shko web gimin go o ke Onesh wedo the man can gigo dash mishko gwaki the bajma we yisyan nin dash tona teguigo. Onesh when a cousin wish a toy we go up gigo dash gigojmigo mishko gidmo go migo jack kina tigok my na ebdak jot migo ge ko gish bon go ni na kazok ke wish ton teguigo. Shash gosh the gogek gi mach sana ba gishbur gogan dak tigok me gosh basok mish komina ej en chisa go de mi go mina bangi gishkon gishbur na ganem tigok we basot abde we basot gon dak tigok pi magic ma mandam tigwi gom chasak we gom tan nishiton mirishe tigok we maja kamaksham go gi bajan o de gi no ki wiu gosh jebne go ni bna gungi maji das zam na yabung gugizis mishendanga ya mi dishin jamaja gan ji o de nishgizis to show the newtness gi gosh jebne go desh kina wena kazian gi gosh jebnanen mi dish go sen o shen mina ge no kina gi bi jiat ge no na gay non we won them on we enjigan ab just go yi mami kom dana epi chigna jungo do nan dwe gan jetem gat ki sing mina zagi gan ning nan dwe zam ba yang je mego wiskne zok kandak debnoji mak no shank mina gagi ge magnagba ginago gandak wisgane zok zam inach tasyan nandwe jgande she dandana na bayang ude mishodigi bayang na shingi masse gaguya god ya masina zegat kemik shwigo jaje na enchiot music bamseok na zadik bandom man we snot makwelk shkod noch gongoje minash maingnak shaj go kenda got nimshe sakwiat gay abjak chamakwesiok maingnak shaj negodoelk gay no we ot ne nimshensan be kash yauk andak gegagon gugis shapta kash bain masyanen muzen minash na wesin wemot gibagi go keme abjugo batinok gigoik che wenjigia minash na gaming je na enjigia na gimachi don zitagen man gojish gona na good bishgan akuzo na zitagen na nanjing yuto nen beshikshgo na zitagen ab to go ga epidnog zia pidnog zo beshikwa ab just go zognok mishkandak na musak winano skoda na we zitagen mi just gen kanan kinogo kanan we na widem zakim goknen mabo muzens dadzet nano skoda nga zitagen minash kdesh kanan work chila mus mige we ne wizakim goknen minash wik chamdedak migra geni and just chigen age bangi winad mu gogan da kaizam shinish so oden kikobik biabik so shnakade we iron mabana we si endwendang na wizaki na gwe na kanan minan shnakade gwe jagna shi kidwe calcium shnakade we abdek we no no we deb no ma bo mus pi manda pi mi shen ji don do zitagen we no non do zot gi no gan nak gi na gi shkak gi ma jashinda mi shgo e pi I dik kai genin gi kenzin ba ma na ni josse gi jik mi gi unde kendan shinde bi ap konsing chikira kingi ja mi de shode deb na ma bejik we na shinde gna manda winishin mi shgiam da ma we go yegi bishbiget kwesen aksi gum gong ya gi go gi pkaga ode swakmok nama ashganing ke ga go pskok je abdege na shkikini nok ginesel doning ya puiba madzet ge yin bognai dik ma ba ngwesen ge chisig ma ba ngwesen awe mirish esh gashbi ga dek she yip kaga ma ba mangzet ke gagna tagdi mi got komik no dens mina na bugbo ya ga bis konge gi kaga se kana ma ge gi mi ga ga za gai kai go ki kenzina mi shganje bigia we na bejgi gak gyonde kendandesh shashko na sigi gak gina bish mega za we na shabnagan binjeng mish bish minazi tagen idig jetem gak mi ge gasham gaz ya bu zishing ishko zishing desh mish gi koedet na Wizagjitam shga mishko mina yap yimachta nash mabanap ne na jimshke ke mbaji kan minash nakwewin aksuin dan maba gaikshkito sin wigibit nangwe kine mji nakwewin mina shkolya abu mina jimshke ke mishkana magen sugut denen dam geni oshmegum dasabun jaje dana bugusen mageni maba gwis ويبوني كان قاش شكتوسي مش قوغني اجني سادن ما قايق ناغن ما منا يا بيجك نغو سين داون نغو بوسي نغو مندو نغو بودنا قايق واتش غوبون نغو قاوزنو وشكوش قا نغو بوك مي اجني قابانن كيان وده جيدنو مش قابن جبيجيا نام بيجيش بوك Mi we gajwe baknichke male Jim Shana.
Aha, nie gut. Chige gustuk. Nando ewen minas na gajwe bak minas na enjwe bak uye na snag zet wiboni kange go minas katanata mago no de memba ya in bemtago ke memba ya in zagi ga ning minak no de wesi wam mado makwayat. Madzu ko e gonda kwesi we no go ge snag zu we madzot. Akkidin kage gusita gan we na ta maguchka gan mimna we might chicken when men other cannon we might chicken and when and wesi menes na kayo the test no kinan na but git up na gade bak charge you ba want ke atu de shagna shak bandom the mat ke guna namak ette ko menes ot we abich kas what chige so go Bati net go na Bati not kun mage wonen kun gitche Bati net go wam the man midish kegi kana sad wam dal be menezi menayai kana sadom dan kana sadom dan on menezi menash kana menawendam shaha sam the bekka temanpi awe go metana well egish walk nakshik win by we go beshi mi ote menezi na ki go ke Bati nok Minash ki spin wesi win sat bishkona wabus mage ave gachit wesi wimot za jechigem goge kana go shikidenge because kana go na takbenet na kwegrang guchu we mede benet na how me got trendy shige go so so all you guys imagine when I go home this is all we do we hardly speak any English at all the Anishinaabemowin. There's only a few of us that can do this up north now. All the main fluent speakers are basically gone. And a lot of our friends are also gone that we spoke Anishinaabe with growing up. A lot of them. And they were good buddies, good powwow buddies, good dancing buddies. They're Namajaw, they left. Gikenda na siguyat, Esha Mino Yang, but we know they are in a good place now. Me Mandan Kinamage when EdTech is one of the teachings. Boeing, Nakadanap Skabi Makilo, when we die, we go back. I'm trying to sing that song by George Jones.
George Jones.
I don't know if I can do it.
I'm gonna listen to you in my big box, my boom box. Take it away.
Yeah, he said, "I'll love you till I die." But I want to sing it in Anishinaabe.
There, that's better.
Gikeda kazagin finish boan. Kalin and Dan Gikeda. Remember the game, baboon. Giyabe Gisaga.
You know what? We need some backup singers, so maybe Kathy and King Green there can learn some of those words and become our backup singers.
Yeah, he stopped loving her today. That's a song I'm learning to sing.
I can't sing that low though. You said I'll love her till I die.
You know how Anishinaabe will fake his laugh?
Huh.
Yeah. That's what he'll say. He'll fake his laugh and go, yeah. Actually, we had some friends growing up. One guy was named Sismat was his name was, and he would laugh.
Holy.
That was his laugh. Sismat. He would laugh like that. Sismat. Always funny. Now, how? Randy, if you want to know what Randy said, ask him. Okay, say this word.
Word.
Diego Qui Quedman.
Yeah, go. Where do you see man? Quedman.
Quedman. Sorry, Diego Qui Quedman.
Is that an A in Mohawk when you're learning Thai? Okay. Your excuse. He wants to hit me. Go quick question.
Yeah, that's what you ask if you want a different version of that story. Translation, I mean.
The other Zoom class that I have tomorrow, anybody that wants to ask me something, they have to say, go quick question. I don't want to hear it in English. I want to hear it in Anishinaabe. So all you guys remember that when you want to ask Randy or myself something, say go quick question.
Go quick question.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah. Question. Ask me.
Kamamda wijat gya mina go jonyanda zin we wedna.
I can't babysit and I don't have no money to give you.
Hey, that's my fake laugh.
Stop.
You'll know when I'm really laughing. It's my air laugh. That's my joking laugh. I'm like,
No.
Anina kuina male. Male mawanishke. Ani male kiden.
Nikki, where's Zibi? Say, I need to no. Charles.
Yeah,
I don't even think he's on here.
He came on.
Say ani male anishnagegi mabe yat male.
Yeah. Ani Charles. Ani Charles. What? Hey. Pointing at me. Ani. Ganun ko na. Ani.
Ani Jai Kiran, Ani Jai King Green.
Honey, Charles. Honey.
Ani Kathy Kiran, Kathy Mabadnishke.
Honey, Charles. Just slides away.
I think you Josh. She went away.
When I was at Moose Camp this past week, I went to Moose Camp this past weekend. It was a wonderful time over there. Those of you on Facebook that are my friends could witness that and see that as I post all my adventures on Facebook. I did not post, however, and I didn't say anything about this earlier, but on Sunday, I went to the highest peak where we usually get a bar for signal for emergencies. But I usually go there just to check Facebook. And I got some messages that my oldest son from my previous relationship was found almost dead in Sudbury. So I cut my adventure in the Moose Camp short and had to come home. My son was given CPR because he wasn't breathing when the ambulance got there. Unfortunately, my son is dealing with alcoholism and drug addiction. And we think that is the cause of him being found under a bridge in Sudbury. But since then, he was on IV and medicine all 4 days while he was there, and he's been discharged and he's alive and he's well, and I'm sure this weekend he'll probably have fun. In his eyes, what fun is attending a party. But being in the wilderness, I mentioned earlier as I was talking, is and doing what I do in the wilderness, building my log house, witnessing spring in the wilderness as I see the young moose come out and the wolves are starting to vanish. They're disappearing because they're getting ready to have their cubs, and they usually disappear for a little while the mother has the cubs and the dad takes care of the mother and the cubs, which gives the moose some time to venture off and start looking for popular buds to start nourishment. And I went over there to take 5 blocks of mineral salt, which I normally do, and it's to help the moose build their calcium and iron so their bones are strong, and they need to be strong because later in late spring the wolves will be chasing them and trying to eat their baby calves, the moose calves. So the bones need to be strong on these calves, and that salt is there to strengthen the bones of these little baby calves. And also because I am a hunter of the big moose, I do it so that the growth of the antlers get super big, and that always gets my ticker going in the fall when huge 1,500-pound moose is 20 feet away from me, and the excitement, you know. But that's what I was talking about when I was talking earlier about my adventures up north, when Molly had asked me to share my weekend up north. I enjoy being up in the north because Not just the north. I enjoy being in the wilderness because it's healing. You know, most of you all know that I lost my son in July, and I really was hit hard this weekend when I got that text that I might lose and bury another son. Um, Being in the wilderness takes care of me, takes care of my mental well-being, takes care of my spirit, takes care of my emotional, takes care of all of me. The wilderness has that ability to take care of me that way, and I will always run to the wilderness in times and in crises like this. Um, I understand that most of you all live close to a city, to a big community, and I will continue to share with you all that to come and join me in the wilderness sometime this late spring, this early summer, before the horse flies and the black flies get really bad, unless you don't mind feeding these bugs. But come to the wilderness and experience that fulfillment and that healing, because regardless of what we're going through, we will always need healing. Healing is also amazing when you know the language. When you go in the bush, when you go in the forest, when you go in the wilderness, and you speak in Anishinaabemowin in the forest, it's amazing what those healing words will do to you. It is, like I'll continue to say, it is life transforming. Um, it just blows you away. It just blows me away when I see my fellow comrades, my families, my friends, my enemies, when they come to the forest and they join me, and amazing healing it does to them. So I share that with you. I continue to share it with you. I understand that we will be here till June, right, Jai King Green? Um,
Mm.
Fortunately, I don't know if I don't think I will be here unless I have a really good signal over there. I will continue to be here every Wednesday, but it'll be from the wilderness. um, yeah, so I'll say it again. Gwejmishin Gego. Go ahead, ask me anything. Shmigach.
Alrighty, that's a good story. Tabacho, one good thing that happened. Nishin, Nishin, could go say Abzishing, and it's a good thing that your son recovered. Zagan Dagot go and Jimskik. It's very dangerous to the bad medicine. Minawam Nikwe when and drinking Skodabo alcohol, firewater. Guy where Kinwe. Could have been Zinawa. We don't own that. Kinwe, Kiwis, Min Go Mower. Kiabacha Kasaga there. We march going. They use those they gave those to us and they used those to us to defeat us. Alcohol was a big weapon back in the day when they first got here. The government would issue alcohol to the First Nations people when they were battling for land, when they were trying to get us. They would get us drunk, and they would take advantage of everything that we have when they got us drunk. So that was a weapon to the government back in the day, to the army back in the day, way back in the day. No, when you know that, when you know that, and you are truly fully Anishinaabe, you will understand that stuff is no good for you. Don't use it. I'm very proud of my children that they stay sober and that they are drug free. They might dab in a little bit of alcohol. I think my kids never tell me anything about stuff like that, and I don't want to know it. Don't tell me. I said no. I don't want to know it. You guys were all good in my head growing up, so don't tell me what you guys did. So, anyways, you know what I did today?
Yeah.
Today I went shopping with one leg, one foot. I went everywhere on one foot today. And on my other foot, I had a prosthetic foot. My favorite line is, "Oh, don't worry. Sometimes if I'm not there on time, see, I'm a foot short of everything now." I say. So I make sure I have a good time with my situation. You know, I
Yeah.
can't dwell on what happened to me. I got to move forward. I can't sit there and say, "Oh, I got to go ahead." I got to
Mm.
say, I got Jai to meet today. I got Kathy Jameson is more and more Anishinaabe, more and more Anishinaabe. That is good. You should. Jai is still trying. She
Yeah.
said, she says, have a booget good time this weekend.
I will share with the little time we have. I'll share a little story. The meshkude bishike nagai with ebn go gogizis ya bani babiok minashnen diban kanen diban kinen nin zimbianen nin zimbi geje kinen diban na she nitonen na mandan enagdoing mishomis na kinomage good kinen nishibianen je kinishmon pigatain nan de stonjenda is na kadek mandan nan doej gan wigom shkuman dawen na jagnash ekdat na healing lodge kinishe bin dik nito nan na meshkade diban kinish manda win system inge tigna enabdak na manda na mishomis knomage um I'm receiving those buffalo hides I talked about last week. I'm receiving those buffalo hides with buffalo skulls, 7 buffalo skulls, and I'm going to be painting the 7 grandfather teachings on the skulls, those 7 skulls. And at the same time, I'm building a lodge here, a very huge healing lodge. And inside this lodge is where I will be utilizing these buffalo robes and the buffalo skulls. So I'm a little bit anxious and excited to try and complete this before October. The lodge is about 20 feet wide, 80 feet long. And in this lodge where I am not using nails, rope, any man-made products. It's all natural products that we use prior to contact. I don't have that much shovels, so I have an excavator coming this weekend, and I'm making a huge mount where this lodge is going to be. I did start it already, but I need to make it higher. So in, I would say July, possibly, after my son's memorial, I will extend that invitation again. If you don't have a vehicle, you come with Male. Male has a truck. He can transport lots of people from down south in his truck.
The mic stinking there.
I will get him to wash the seats on the truck first.
Chimar good. My Chimar good.
So if you feel like coming to help with the lodge, then again, if you do decide to come, I want you to realize there'll be no English speaking during your visit on the property of the lodge. If you cannot speak English, if you cannot speak Anishinaabemowin, then you're asked to help quietly without asking any English words. I have to have those strict rules and guidelines on this healing lodge because I want to show our community and our people the only way we're gonna maintain the only way we're gonna keep these languages alive is that we be very strict with ourselves, we be very strict with those that want to learn, and that it be full immersion, and that you respect that, and then the language will respect you, and you'll be absorbing it like a newborn child that's just learning a new language.
Yep.
So if you do not want to stay in a trailer or in our house, then you're welcome to bring your own tent and pitch it up in a property anywhere.
Or there's a nice little
Okay.
there's a nice little motel in Mantuani. Hey, what's that place called?
Yeah, it's called My Friend's Inn.
My Friends. Yeah, that's what it's called. My
Yeah.
Friends. I know we stayed
My
there.
Friend's Inn. Yeah, that's what it's called.
We stayed there for a little bit. Me and my friend when we went up there.
Yeah. And then I live right by water. If you want to go swimming, you just go down the hill and go swimming.
Yeah, it's a nice. I remember you had a canoe back there. Chimano de Kia Nisaka Bichikibi. You had a canoe down there down by the beach. And Guy Boos this and I got on it. Gabam kusha ginenda. I thought I would go canoeing. Me this now. But you got to be careful. Randy's place, you can go maybe 20 feet or 25 feet. Then it's a drop. It's a straight drop down. So it'll be rocky, then it'll be partly sandy, and then it'll just drop. It's like that's the mountain right there underwater mountains. So I went on the canoe, and the canoe is really narrow. It's not wide like an ordinary canoe. So I'm riding. So I went to go change the paddle the other side, and I tipped the canoe over. And I thought I was in the deep end, but thank goodness I wasn't in the deep end. I was waist high in the water. I was waist high, and I did have a life jacket on, so I was waist high. I go, oh, you poop! They were lucky. So
yeah, only Adawas can ride that canoe.
Really narrow. But I have my canoe down there now too, the black
Yeah,
one.
that's a Ojibwe canoe. You couldn't dip in that one.
That's where if you got a big diash, it's okay. If you're a no bum Odawa, then you can ride the skinny boat. I was going to say something, but I forgot.
Question. And anybody want to ask anything? Go ahead.
Ask Randy a question. Quick question. You have to say to him, "Go quick question, man."
There you go, quick regimen.
There you go.
Okay, so yeah.
Start over again. Introduce yourself in the language and say you want to ask him something. Everything all in the language.
Yeah.
Best you can.
So Ani Winabuju, Goji Jao Ne Wawas Gunasun Kwe Indigenous Cause, Makwadorum, Machesagi the credit Donjaba, meanwhile 6 Nations of the Grand River and Dao. What was the other part?
Okay, go.
Meanwhile, up the Nadwe.
You said
Diego Quequageman.
Now.
So I'm gonna speak in English now because I don't know how to ask this or say this in the language. But the other night, like I'm sure you've seen like the posts and stuff on Facebook of me and my sisters and our friend going out spearfishing, and then we went last night too. But one of the things that came up was about women going out and spearfishing and women going out hunting and doing those kinds of things. And I don't know, like deep down, like spiritually, like in my being, it felt great. It was awesome. Like it felt like it was the right thing to do. And when we brought that fish home, we gutted it, did all the filleting ourselves. We battered it, we cooked it, and then we delivered it to our aunts and uncles and to one of the families that just had a loss in their family in our community. And it was really good, but that conversation came up about women going out, and one of the comments was because we took some pictures and we got some film of it because it was the first time we ever did it. And before we went out into the water, we were kind of goofing around, and then we got serious and we knew what we were doing. Well, we didn't know what we were doing for the most part, but we got out there and we were giving it like 110%. And the conversation came up about us not taking it serious. And the comment was, that's why women don't go out and hunt and fish. And it was kind of like a downer to hear that. but at the same time, like the other part about it was, oh, you're from New Credit or you're Ojibwe or like all those kinds of things came up. So my question is, for Anishinaabe people, how or which way do we look at that, or how do we talk about that? And I'm trying to, because I don't have men in my family right now to go out and hunt and fish, and the ones that do aren't able to do that anymore because they're medical reasons. So I don't know, like I knew I had to talk about it or bring it up tonight, and I know we're kind of going over 7:30, but and I think it's important to talk about because we're going to be doing that. We're coming up there to do that this summer, and I want to learn more. And I don't know. My question is, what the Anishinaabe people? How do we see that? How do we say that? How do we talk about that in the language?
Okay, I will share this in the same language that you ask. Recently, I had a similar conversation, and I'm glad that most of the participants here is women. Anishinaabe kwe, anjigi se mawe en sigizes. Bish anjigi said, nijo sigishik. Gai mam do we dong not ninon. Mina gai mam do we dong not. Gujibe madzit. Abjum shkuzi maba kwe mandapi. Win chikke abdekuya. Minashmaba shkwanjigi said, Nishtana sabeshigishkak dan. Kino we kino mot nenum. Gakendang je. Pichanjigi said, Mi pi maba ksha. Kanomad zit. We kanomod the niman. Ninon. Nusman. Nikanain. Bazgaman. Kinogo ninok. Mi we pi we kanomon. Nishtana shabeshigishkak dan wish together. Zamgogizis and sigizis abdeg maba kwe we kanomage. Every month a woman, when a woman becomes a woman, every month a woman goes through a cycle, a menstrual cycle. And in those 7 days, she's forbidden, she's told not to touch her man, her brother, her dad, her uncles, any male. She's not to touch them because she is the most powerful at this time. And after those 7 days are done, she has 21 days, only 21 days in that month to teach the men in her circle, the men in her life, the boys in her life. She only has 21 days what she learned in those 7 days. That's not a lot, because the next month, when the next cycle comes, she's going to learn something different, and she's going to teach that. She is our greatest teacher. She's always teaching us every month. So the understanding that we are always told why we have to respect the woman, why we have to provide and kill food for her so that she doesn't have to, is because she's the one that gives life. She doesn't take life. She's not supposed to take life of an animal, a fish, a plant. She's the life giver. She's not supposed to do that. We're supposed to provide that for her. That is our duty, to protect her. You know, there was a misconception when our allies, our foreign brothers and sisters came on the ships. There was a misconception there that the men were the leaders and the chiefs. No, we weren't the men and the leaders. The women were. We were just standing in front, protecting our women. But there was that misconception. Our leaders are our women, are you all. You're stronger than me. You're stronger than Male. You're stronger than Jed. You're stronger than Josh.
Excuse me?
Oh.
I was waiting for that, Mala.
They boil, but that's true. I talk about that sometimes too.
And
But
we
the
have
food
to continue to teach that. Now, when we invite
and they also
our
said,
sisters, our aunties, our mothers, when we invite them to join us, that's to show them. That's to show them what we do, because we already know what they do. They provide for us. I get the rabbit, but I take it to her. She cooks the rabbit.
yeah,
After she's done cooking it, I tan the hide. I do all the tanning, and then I give her the tan hide, and she makes whatever with it. So there's always a balance in I kill it, she cook it. I tan it, she makes something. Da 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 da. So there's always that balance. But because of assimilation, technology, and so-called evolution, we're losing that balance from man and woman. So when we teach, right now we're teaching Anishinaabemowin, Mala is an excellent teacher. That's the male side of this, and the female side is for you to learn it and to share it out there. And that's, again, you're giving birth to that language.
yeah.
And it's spreading
You
out.
are our first teachers, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
We are introduced to you first when we start living, and that's being inside you for 9 months.
Yeah.
So you are the first teachers. We are just second-hand stuff.
Yeah.
We're like
We come
Valley
from
Village stuff.
Okay, Chimigwech, Gigwech Machine, Jack King Green, Chimigwech. Anybody else have a question?
So that was a good teaching right there. Excellent teaching. Miigwech Randy for that. And I talk about that sometimes too. But it is an excellent teacher. And they say, a woman has to be able to handle and take care of things herself. We saying you have to hunt. You have to feed your children. When I get the nitastak and all your relations, when it comes to that time. When I give me away now, when you give away that food, when you were honoring the nanaja, you're honoring your fellow life. You're helping them. You don't feel sorry for anyone. You have this feeling inside you. We miigwin to give, to enjoy, and to share.
Like in my community, there's a lot of women there, Jai King Green, in my community that don't have a husband, that don't have a boyfriend, that don't have a brother to provide for them. So it's up to men like me to go take a deer over there, to take rabbits, to take partridge, to take moose meat, to take fish, and drop it off. Like, this is for you. This is how we look after our community. You just don't look after your immediate family. You look after the whole community. That's our duty. That's our job as an Anishinaabe, a provider.
I'll do anything as long as you don't break my truck.
Oh wait, it's a fort. It's a fort. Okay, I won't break it.
One moose per truck. You can't put two moose in my truck. That's like having a Frenchman and a Creoleman in the truck.
And one of the things that we said too is like, when they were saying these things to us, is like, well, are you gonna bring that weos or that giggle to us and our families? And the conversation went silent, right? And they said, well, you're profiting off of it. And I said, how are we profiting off it? We're not selling it. We're giving it to our families and to our sisters and our aunts and our uncles, right? So I wanted to know more from what my elders are saying and what my knowledge keepers are saying, like you guys. And it felt good, and it still feels good to know that we did the right thing with the fish. And how I know that we did the right thing is last night we were having drumming practice at my mom's, and the spot where me and my sister Maya were filleting the fish, there must have been like leftover smell there or something. But we were sitting there and we both looked over, like me and my sisters and my mom, we looked over and we heard this and we were like, what is that? And my mom was like, it looks like a big crow. And that bird swooped down, came up, and it flew in the back field on the other side where our pool is. And it was an eagle. And it was big, the tail fan, and he flew sideways and took off towards like my cousin's house where Rachel and Kathy are at right now. So I knew, and I took that as a sign that what we did was the right thing, and it was a good thing that we did. Yeah. And I know that it was like my ancestors and my aunts and my uncles who passed on, that they were saying, yeah, you did, you knew what you had to do, and you handed that off. And sadly, there are men in our community who do hunt and fish, but sometimes it's not enough to give to the rest of the community. And sometimes it is, and it's good. But just this last year, my brother went out and he was able to fill up our freezer, plus our aunts and uncle, well, not all of them, but tried to give out as much as he could. So I don't know, like, you know, my nieces and nephews don't have the greatest father figures right now, and they don't do those kinds of things. So we kind of just took it upon ourselves to teach them as much as we could with what we have, right? So miigwech to both of you for sharing everything that you shared tonight. And it was, I think, in a way, those seven days that Randy was talking about, that's what I'm teaching this month. So miigwech, Randy, for sharing that. It really means a lot to me. And you too, Mala, I guess. Just kidding.
Yes, oh, come. Look, like I said, I'm the Value Village Indian. Sorry. Secondhand stuff. I enjoy life. I always laugh at everything. But if I get mad, I get mad. I don't want to get mad. I don't want to ever get mad because I'm too serious matter. I'm a crazy guy when I used to get mad. So that's one of the things I gave up to is my anger. I had to let that go.
Mm-hmm.
A long time. Now I'm just
too old to get angry anyways.
Yeah, can't even bite anyone. Half of my teeth hurt.
Can't even chase anyone, can't bite anyone.
Can't chase anyone.
Yeah.
Especially when you got those lady shoes on.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Randy will tell you, go to the forest with me, but don't wear any lady shoes or dress shoes.
So no high heels from now on, Mala.
No, I can't wear them because he laughs at me if I fall down. He just laughs. And I'm reaching for help to help me so I don't fall down. But he just laughs. They won't hit the ground. He even laughs harder.
Oh man, that was a beautiful moment.
That was so funny. Everything was in slow motion as I was falling.
Yeah, it was so slow.
Then I hit the ground. Oh my goodness, that was so funny. We say thank you to everyone. Give us in the for listening. I hope you learned something a little bit today about Manda, Gundak, Ninda, Maba, animate and inanimate things like Maba. Maba Nuichkan, this is my friend. Wede, that's your friend. Wede, there's more words. Batindon, miigwech, Omapi. Oh, I'm the one that's
Omapi, Minwagawabmin, miigwech, Mala, miigwech, Shike.
Shike. Don't forget, Randy is very important because he's the son of Moses. His dad was named Moses.
Moses, who supposes his toes are roses.
My dad was Joe Alex. So I'm a Joe Alex.
You're a smart aleck.
Yeah, I'm a smart aleck. Bama.
All right. You have to end it, Mala.
I am. Not the first time I heard that. Okay.